One. Hi everyone, this is Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and I wanted to show you this fun diorama card. You can kind of see the peek through and see the waves and the birds on the background. It stands up really nice and it fits, I'll show you, it fits in an envelope. So it's a great little card. It's a basic diorama card, so I think it's a perfect one to start off with. I'm using the Waves of Inspiration stamp set, and that is, it's actually like a pre-order, special order. It will be featured in the new upcoming annual catalog, but you can order it early as well as the dies. I am using the paper that kind of came out with it, but unfortunately it's gone. Those are one of those wild supplies last items, and they do sell out quickly. So, but you can use any paper, but this was a club project, and so I'm using, that's the paper that I used for club. So, so it doesn't matter what paper you use, but that's just so you know, I'm using it, but that is gone. But there's lots of other papers you can use, and even plain paper, and you can even emboss it. So with some texture, I think would look really nice. Alrighty, so let's get started. Let's see what do I want to do first. I'm going to give you my directions. Hopefully you can read it. I spelled diorama wrong first, so oh well. Oh, here's my envelope. So I wanted to show you that it really does fit inside an envelope flat, and hopefully whoever you send it to realizes that they just need to kind of puff it up a little bit. All right, so my, actually the front and the back, so I did the back as pool party. They're both the same size, so 2 times, so you need a front and a back, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that is what this, ooh, I used a dull blade on this one. That's what these sizes are. And then I already did some of this pre-ahead stuff. These are the diorama dies that we'll be carrying over into the new catalog. And so I used the 3rd biggest. If you're counting from the little out, I used the 3rd biggest, and I just kind of put it in the middle, ran it through my machine, and cut it out. So that's where I got this funky shape. But you can use a circle, you could use a square, you could use all sorts of things. But just so you know, that's what I used. And so then, I've actually already scored these, but I'm going to show you, I call this like the landscape position, I think. I always get mixed up if people use short or long, and I know that sounds silly, but the short could be this way or the short could be this way. So I do portrait and landscape. So in the landscape position, you're going to score at, I have it here, 1/2 inch and 1 inch on both sides. So you're going to do a 1/2, you're going to do 1, and then you're going to flip it 180, and then you'll do 1/2, and then you do 1. And you're going to do that both for the back and the front. So that I have already done. And then you're going to fold on your, I'll do on the solid first. So I'm going to, on the inner score line, I'm going to fold that in first. I'll even use my bone folder. I never do. And then you're going to fold out like a little fan or accordion. Right? Did I do that right? No, I did that wrong. I did it backwards. I'm going to fold that way and then this way. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So you want like a little Z on the right side. And then we'll do the same thing. So we're going to fold away from us, and then we're going to fold in. So it looks like that. A little tray or a little bowl or something. And I'm going to do the same thing. So the score, it's a little harder to see on the, there we go, on the pattern paper. And sometimes you have to flip it over to the back side to see where it is. So I have that, and then I'll do the same thing. Go away from me, and then towards me. All right. So that's our front. So when we're ready, we're not ready yet, but when we're ready to put them together, so that's the basic kind of shape of a diorama card. But first we need to make a little wave on the inside. So I didn't put it on here. So you could either fill up the whole white space, or I think I left a little border in there. But it is, let's see what it is. 3 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to stamp my wave from that same stamp set. So you got this giant wave, so I only want part of it. And I find, because this stamp is huge, and there is a block, I forget what letter, it's like the biggest block that does fit it, but I really like the Stamparatus with this stamp, just because it is so big. All right. So I'm going to put my paper here. I've already kind of set it up, but you're going to set it up wherever you want your wave to be. And again, I don't need the whole wave, so I'm really just using kind of like this part of it. Any specific point. Stamp it. There we go. And if that's not dark enough, I wish that's a little bit darker, I will just apply a little more ink because I know it's not going to move. There we go. So that's a little bit darker. Move that aside. All right, and the only other thing we need to stamp on this is the birds. And so the reason why this actually doesn't stand up so good is because I have 2 layers of white. I'll tell you my mistakes. I have 2 layers of white in there because my birds were too high up. You couldn't see them. So you can either, depending on if you want it to go this way or this way. I think I actually like it this way. So you can kind of see where you want your birds. So you can either flatten it out, and you can stamp, I think one of them I'm actually going to stamp there, and then the other 2 I'm just going to stamp lower. Let's see. There we go. So you get some birds in there. That's a little tip. All right. So then I'm just going to close my inks so I don't put my fingers in them, which so far so good. Oh, look at, I got ink already on the back of the paper. And I'm just going to center that in. I suppose I should have actually moved, I'll move it. My next card I do, I'm going to move that down just so I don't have that white line, but it's fine. I'm not even going to see it actually because it's going to be covered. All right, so now I'm going to put some glue or whatever adhesive. I just tend to use this glue. And I'm going to put this straight on here because remember these are the same size. I'll just kind of curl it up and make sure it's on there good. And then I'll do the same thing, put glue on this one. I'm just going to smooth it closed so I know that it's nice and flat. And then after that I'll crease that again. Crease the back. There we go. And it will get smooth a little bit when it's in the envelope too. But all right, so now all we have to do is just kind of add on our pelican here. And I already stamped and cut, but the dies, let me show you. The dies I coordinate with this set or bundle. All right, I can't seem to get those out. You get 2 waves. You get pelican. You have birds. You have and cloud pieces. And you also get these 2 labels. I love dies that have label pieces in there. So you get, this is the one I did for the happy birthday, but this bigger one fits over the other 2 words. So I love die pieces or label pieces with die sets, but I just did happy birthday for this one. Put these back in here. And this guy, I'm going to use scrap paper because I don't have any. I'm going to use, that's fine, I stamped it in early espresso, but I thought it needed a little bit more color. So I just have a sponge dauber, and I write on washi tape on my daubers what color they are, because sometimes it's hard to tell. So this is soft suede. So I'm just gonna kind of rub just a little bit. I don't want to color the whole thing, and I would like it to be, you know, because wood's not always the same color. It just gives a little more dimension that way. And then I did not look up to see what color beaks are on pelicans. So this is kind of a dark color, but I'm doing Poppy Parade just because it gives a little punch of a color. So that makes it a little bit pop. And then I'm going to do, I actually copied this card, or a good part of this card, from Julie Davison, and she's another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I liked what she did. She put twine. So there's a kind of rope, if you can see, already on the stamp, but I'm going to put some twine on there, or I should call it linen thread. And so how I did that was I just used a glue dot, and I'm going to put that kind of towards the bottom of where the end of, or kind of right in the middle here. And I'm just going to attach a piece of my thread, so then I can kind of mimic the rope that's on the stamp. And then when I'm done, I can try to use that same glue dot, or I can just put another one on there and just cut it. You know, it sticks. So again, just a little texture. And now I will put this on my card. I'm just trying to decide if I think I want it over. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the bottom here, because I don't want any glue to go, so that when it's closed, just make sure. I think I'm good. Yep. I'm just feeling for glue. So so I just put glue right here on the bottom. And then straight. My happy birthday, I'm going to just attach a little glue here and a little glue there. So I just put some here and here, and attach on that side first. You could use glue dots too, actually. And glue there. All right, so I'm gonna let it sit so I don't move it. Bring in the other one. But those are really cute, and hopefully you saw not so hard diorama cards. There are some cards that have like multi-layers that kind of go up, but this is just the basic, and I think it's fine. This one stands up better too because I don't have the extra weight on the inside. All right, so there you go. So that is the, what's it called? Waves of the Ocean. Waves of Inspiration diorama card. So I hope you like it. I hope you'll try it. And let me know. Let me know in the comments. Definitely sign up to get notifications for videos on my blog and all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much for watching. I am Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty. Have a wonderful day.